Moving to Shanghai, became active in the labor movement and joined the Chinese Communist Party at age 22. She rose precipitously to a position on the executive committee of the Central Soviet in Jiangxi. She married Deng Xiaoping, who would one day succeed Mao as China's top leader, but they were divorced before the Long March. Jin then married Li Wei-han. When she reached Yan'an, she worked for the Central Committee and the anti-Japanese University. In 1938, ill and separated from her husband, she was sent to Russia, where she's believed to have been killed in a German bombing raid. Kang Kei-ching, age 23. The daughter of a fisherman and his wife, Kang was given away to a family with no children and raised in a village in western Jiangxi province. By the age of 14, she began working for the Communist underground. She met Zhu De on Jianganshan and married him in 1929. She joined the Communist Party when she was 20. Despite her passion for military life, Kang was eventually channeled into women's affairs. Though childless, she headed organizations dealing with children's welfare and joined the executive committee of the All China Women's Federation, where she was elected deputy chair in 1957. Disgraced during the Cultural Revolution, she was raised to the Central Committee in 1977. Li Bo-chao, age 23. From an impoverished intellectual gentry family in the Sichuan province city of Chongqing, Li studied at a women's teachers' college that was also a hotbed of revolutionary activity and controversy. She joined the CYL at 14 and was expelled from the college. At the age of 15, she traveled to Moscow via Shanghai and studied at the precursor to Sun Yat-sen University. There she met Tsai Chang and Zhou Enlai, and at the age of 18 married Yang Shangkun, future deputy director of the CCP political department. Back in China, Li taught and worked in propaganda. Moving to Jiangxi province, she edited a newspaper and directed and wrote for a theater troupe. During the Long March, her songs, dances, and living newspaper and theater acts were primary tools for entertaining and boosting troop morale and spreading the Red Party message to locals. After the march, Li had a flourishing career as a playwright, story writer, and novelist, and wrote 2 operas, The Long March and Northward, about the epic journey she'd experienced. Given her profession, it's not surprising that she was a primary target of the Cultural Revolution. Publicly disparaged and brutalized, Li was forced to clean the toilets of a 6-story building. Branded a traitor in 1966, Yang Shangkun fared even worse, spending a dozen years in prison. Li Jianzhen, age 28. From a Guangdong peasant family, Li was sold by her mother for 8 copper coins when she was an infant. She learned to read at the window of the village school when she dropped off the sons of her new family. Though of the merchant class, this family embraced the revolution, and Jianzhen joined the Communist Youth League in 1926. She lost her husband in 1930 and left an infant behind when the party moved her to Fujian, where she met Mao Zedong, Zhou Enlai, and Deng Yingqiao, who transferred her to Jiangxi. As head of the women's department, she supervised the making of food sacks, straw shoes, and clothing for the Red Army. Along with Wang Chuanyuan, Li Guiying, and Deng Liujun, she was one of the best singers among the Long March women, who were often asked to entertain. In 1938, Li and her second husband relocated to the southeast, where he was killed in 1943. In 1949, she was elected to the Executive Council of the All China Women's Federation. She eventually served as Guangdong's party secretary, a rare achievement for a woman. Lu Little Sparrow Ying, age 29. From Hunan gentry, Lu attended private school. At the age of 20, she joined the Chinese Communist Party and quickly rose to head the Hunan Women's Department. She may have had a baby.